The new release is going to go out on February the 11th at 5 p.m., so we're excited about that. I'm with the beautiful Dr. Karen Ingram from Dallas, Texas. So she's going to describe, now Karen, you're not going to be long-winded today, are you?
I'm going to work on it.
You're going to work on it. One thing we promised to deliver the message concisely and focused. So welcome to our product release showcase.
Welcome, Istation and Red Cape Nation, to our product release showcase. We will kick off this showcase by viewing a video that gives us a peep into the highlights for the Timeless Tales 2.0 second level.
Welcome to Level 2 of Timeless Tales 2.0, Next Level. Wowzers! Things sure have changed around here. There's a new vendor and a new mystery to solve. Check out Hans and Solo Shades to get a feel for different points of view. And glitches and switches, Zach's guitar is missing, and the whole hub is on lockdown. Can you figure out what happened before Zach ruins his friendships with baseless accusations? I hope so, because Tony won't let anyone into the arcade until his questions are answered. Power up the portal in the arcade with the new root word game, Abnarwal. Travel to New York City in the virtual world. Meet Pascal Leclerc, a Broadway director, and find out more about the data corruption that's threatening to ruin the opening night of Les Miserables. Use your understanding of drama to fix the data corruption, save the play, and help Pascal put on the best production ever. Review your encounters in the Fluency Journal and continue repairing the Nexus archive by reading and writing in the World of Wonders. Unlock new avatars and receive feedback on your progress when you level up. Level 2 of Timeless Tales 2.0 dials up the drama, the tension, and the payoffs. Timeless Tales 2.0, the next level of educational gaming.
Well, I have the privilege of sitting here with members of the Timeless Tales 2.0 Next Level team. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Could you please introduce yourselves to the audience?
Sure. My name is Peter Jacobson. I'm a curriculum development specialist for Timeless Tales 2.0, which means I do everything from write passages to work on the overall narrative to the nitty-gritty of the questions. And yeah, that's me.
And I'm Justin Bloomer. I'm an interactive programmer for the Timeless Tales 2.0 team, which means I take the content that Peter writes and the art that our artists produce and put them all into the software so the students can actually interact with Timeless Tales and they can play through create their own adventures and just see the beautiful hub that is Timeless Tales 2.0 Next Level.
All right. So in our last showcase, your team introduced us to level 1 of Timeless Tales 2.0. So tell us about level 2.
Oh, well, there's really so much new in level 2. But kind of to really explain it, I almost have to go back to the beginning because Timeless Tales 2.0 is one giant adventure. So all of the levels are interconnected, so it's one big story. And the main idea of this story is that all of the world's stories are disappearing. There's some mysterious data corruption out there, and you don't know what's going on. So you partner with Sage, who's kind of like the librarian of the internet, the custodian for all the world's data, and you're trying to help him figure out what's going on. So when you get back to the hub, there are some new characters. We have Macy Maxwell, who's a reporter for the Hub Beacon, and she's all about objective facts. So we use her as an opportunity to talk about objectivity and subjectivity. Then there's also Jamal, who's kind of like the peacekeeper of all of the hubsters. And he's really important in this level because there's a big problem. Zach's guitar has been stolen and he's blaming all his friends for stealing it, but he doesn't have any evidence. So we need someone keeping the peace. We also have some other new features. There's a shop called Solo Shades where we get to compare points of view, which is one of the main pieces of academic content we're working on. And then there's an arcade game called Abnarwal, which is you're a little octopus who's swallowed by a giant mechanical whale. And you have to build up steam pressure with your knowledge of root words to get out and escape. And then lastly, as you saw in the video, there's also a whole part that's taking place on Broadway where we're teaching dramatic techniques and analyzing dramatic elements through Pascal Leclerc and his production of Les Mis. So it's just a lot.
Sounds amazing. Can you tell us what are the advantages and challenges of using technology to teach content to such a large and diverse student population?
Well, with the large, diverse population, one of the challenges we face with the technology is we cannot interact directly with every single student out there. And of course, every single student, they've got their own way of how they would want to learn, and we are trying our best with the advantages of technology, though, is we can teach things multiple ways to all the students. So the ones that need it, we can teach it a slightly different way than the way we normally instruct. So that's what we offer through our reteaches, where we just help to reinforce and teach it in a new concept for them. We also go through, and with technology, the other advantage is we can give instantaneous feedback. So a student makes a choice through their create their own adventure, or when they're going through an assessment, we can instantly tell them, hey, maybe try to think about it this way, like help them think of a new way to go about this. And another part is, as Peter mentioned with the Han Solo shades, when they can select their perspectives with the glasses, they can switch between first-person perspective, they can see text immediately change into a first-person little passage, and they can change back to third person, and they can keep going back until they were able to fully see the concept taught.
Wow. So how do you all go about choosing the content?
Excuse me. We use a lot of different strategies. Justin mentioned one of our big challenges, which is we're designing for a really huge audience. Millions of students end up seeing this. So in the classroom, you have the privilege of kind of getting to build relationships and really know what the interests are. So you might choose content based on that, but we really don't have that knowledge. So one thing is we just went out and asked them, for one. We conducted some market research before we even started building this product, where we got to know what they looked at environments and different character designs to show us what they liked. So that was the first step. Then we also incorporate a lot of variety. So in our self-selected reading, which is World of Wonders, we represent lots of cultures and lots of genres so students can kind of pick apart different styles and see what interests them. But of course, the last part is we do have to design content that everybody sees. So in those things, we look for thematic relevance, things that we think our audience is really going to connect with, which is how we got to Les Mis. It's actually something we've been wanting to do for a long time because we really like the theme of redemption. Jean Valjean as a character, he's in kind of an unjust society, but he makes mistakes himself, and he overcomes those mistakes to make something of himself. And I think as a message, that's something we really want to be sharing with the students that use this program, that no matter what struggles you're going through, inside or outside of the classroom, that you can overcome and you can really, still succeed. Les Mis is dense content, to say the least. So in order to try to make it more accessible, what we did is we used this Pascal Leclerc director to kind of make it more relatable, and he helps coach them through some of the difficult parts so that we can focus more on analyzing dramatic techniques and stage directions. So that was, lots of strategies go into it, but that's how we came up with what we did.
Sounds like a really intricate process. Can you tell us more about how you all work together as a development team?
Absolutely. Well, as you said, with this intricate process, our development team, we have to work together in the sense that we are always collaborating. I don't think there's really been a day where any one of us has been able to work just by ourselves and not talk to anyone. For example, when in the hub where we have to get past Tony, you have to talk to him, try to figure out what's going on. I don't know how many times I had to go down from one floor down to the other where Peter's office is and go ask him, is this how it's supposed to be? Because I'm not sure how it's supposed to play out. He's the content writer here.
Well, it works the other way too, because we have a really ambitious vision in what we're doing, and I want to do the most amazing experience for the students, and so I have to go up to his office and say, please, is this possible? And fortunately, he's a magician and really helps us make it work. But we're really proud of what we've been able to accomplish, because we're always collaborating. The artists, the programmers, designers, everyone is working together to create this vision, and I think we're all really proud of the product.
Oh yeah, I mean, with this product, the whole point is we want this very something new we haven't been able to do before. It's just this very interactive narrative where the students get to follow along every single level. Just like Pierre mentioned at the beginning, you progress from level 1, you go through each one, it builds a very unique story, and each student's slightly different, because the incredible thing, the curriculum writers, they wanted so many new content. So it's just great. We gotta make this all new.
Yeah, choice, all about choice.
Oh yeah,
So.
students. That was the other thing they wanted, right? The market research, student choice.
Well, for sure.
Well, I, for one, I love the new content, and not just because it's so exciting, but it's so age appropriate for older students. And so I think it's just amazing. Let's hear it for the Timeless Tales 2.0 team. Thank you all so much.
Oh, thank you.
Well, coming up next, we're going to talk to members of the math team, and they'll clue us in on the new variables, get it? The new variables in the program. But first, let's take a look at a video and look at some of this new content in math. Well, here we are with members of the math team. Hi, ladies.
Hey, hey.
Good to have you here. Please introduce yourselves.
I'm Stephanie Noland. I'm the math curriculum manager and sometimes known as the math boss around here.
And I'm Kelly Prenti. I'm a math curriculum specialist for grades 2 through 5.
All right. So tell us, what's new with Istation Math and Istation Early Math?
So I'll start with Istation Early Math. Students are joining math superstars on their concert tour around the United States. They're on the bus, they're stopping at roadside attractions along the way between concert stops, and on each of those stops and on the bus, they get to do explore concepts in algebra, data analysis, and geometry. And then in Math 2 through 5, students are joining Donnie and the Decimals as a secret agent team, and the Math-A-Magician and Miss Match are making an appearance along with them. Agent Addington, one of our newer characters who we love, is training students in problem solving, measurement, geometry, and algebra. So it's quite a lot of content that we've added.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can you give us an update, because I love this part. Can you give us an update on the parent portal? And for those who don't know, kind of tell them about what the parent portal is.
Sure. So at our last showcase, we were really excited to announce that Math was adding resources to the parent portal along with reading and Spanish. These are activities, videos, all kinds of resources that families can do at home. They're really fun to play around the kitchen table. They're easy to easy to do, very little prep for parents, and they're reinforcing those concepts that students are learning in the classroom. One of the games that we've added that we think is really fun, we've actually played it in the office, is a multiplication fact practice game called Multominos. It's kind of a play off of dominoes, but with multiplication. So it's really fun. We've got a lot of great resources that we're going to continue to add to the parent portal.
Okay. Yeah. Stephanie, is there anything new that we need to look for on the website?
Well, yes, but I do want to say I do love multominos, and I don't even need to practice my multiplication facts. I love it. We also recognize, in spite of the fact that it's important for us to give resources to families, that there are other people in Red Cape Nation who also need and look to the website for resources for support and extra information. And so we know that it's important for our assessment users to have access to the documentation and the resources that attach themselves to the ISEP Math. And so we now have available for our assessment users the ISEP Math Technical Manual. It's not as fun as Multominos, but it is important for those users of the assessment to have the research behind the items in the development of the Universal Screener. It also has a step-by-step guide for the people who are administering that assessment on that month-to-month basis or on demand. That step-by-step even gives us or gives that user some troubleshooting tips for the kid who might not necessarily be doing what they expect them to do in the context of the assessment. And finally, as a part of that resource, we also have the validity study from our academic partners at SMU that give us the data behind how we norm that assessment, and we're able to compare that with other users. Now, for our customers to find the ISEP Math Technical Manual, they can log in to the website, istation.com, and then hit I have to stop and think, what is the toolbox tab, the toolbox drop down, and the assessment information tab, and that's where they can find that so that they can access that when they use ISEP Math.
All right. Well, I heard that this year's Istation Early Math team won a Cody Award. Yay! Congratulations. So tell us about this.
Well, it's here, and it's really pretty purple. The Software and Information Industry Association, SIIA, is the organization that has awarded the Early Math Production Team, or as we are known, SEAL Team Sticks, the award, the Cody Award for Product Team of the Year. And we're very proud of that. Our SEAL Team Sticks, many of them are here in our live studio audience. Our SEAL Team Sticks is comprised of a cross-discipline team that includes curriculum and functionality and documentation and art. And I feel like I'm at the Oscars and I want to make sure I don't forget anybody. Audio, programming, animation design, copy editing, and QA testing before it's delivered to the customer. All of us work together to build and design everything that the Math Superstars do when they're on the road. The things that you're seeing here then as the Math Superstars, Donnie, Sticks, and Angels work with our students in pre-K to grade 1. Now, I didn't know much about the Cody before I joined Istation, and so I learned that the Cody is an industry-based award that showcases the best in software development for not just for individuals, but also for groups and for organizations. And so SEAL Team Sticks is really proud to be the team to bring this Cody to the Istation family. It'll join all of the other awards that we have growing in our list of recognitions and awards for the work that we do here at Istation.
All right. So you've heard from a winning team. So let's hear it for the math team. So far, we've had the opportunity to listen to new content and hear all about it from our Timeless Tales 2.0 Next Level team and our math team. So coming up next, we will see the new content in Spanish that takes us to New York City.
What makes the World of Genres a 21st century reading program? The World of Genres empowers students to become active readers through online lessons. They get to explore their own interests by navigating the characteristics of various genres and text features. In the World of Genres, students learn about topics and concepts of the past and present with an eye toward the future. Exposing students to cultural events allows them to find the common threads and make connections across lands. We give ELL students opportunities for exploration, interaction, and application within this learning environment. We give students agency through choices with features like the digital dictionary, model tips, and notes, which provide support in reading while reinforcing writing. We give students the ability to make learning meaningful by scaffolding the lessons with animation and visuals that bring the content to life. Istation Español also provides modeling of best practices when using text evidence. We give students access to content that is culturally relevant so they can relate what they learn to the real world. With the reteach lessons, we give students immediate corrective feedback and the chance to try again. We give them ownership by allowing them to build their own avatar and receive rewards. This helps students find motivation and excitement in learning. Research shows that by explicitly teaching genres, we are bridging the known to the new and promoting cognitive development in our students. Our mission is to motivate students by making learning so fluid that students want to read different genres. They test their knowledge of new vocabulary words by playing, all while learning the content. As once stated by Cervantes, el que lee mucho y anda mucho, ve mucho y sabe mucho. He who reads a lot and explores a lot, sees a lot and knows a lot. El mundo de géneros, a learning experience out of this world.
Aquí tenemos unos miembros del equipo para la lectura de español.
Hi, Karen.
Hola, hola.
Hi, hola, ¿cómo está? Preséntese, por favor.
Me llamo George Mendez, and I'm one of the writers for the Spanish content.
Y yo soy Mario, and I'm one of the programmers on the Spanish product.
All right.
And
So-
I do speak Spanish, by the way.
Yeah, hi, Karen. Okay. Many educators are really excited about being able to teach genres, the characteristics of genres with the new content. So why is it important for teachers that teach in various bilingual models to be able to teach the characteristics of genres?
Well, the idea of teaching the characteristics of genres is applicable to bilingual models, but it's really applicable to any model. A lot of times what we do as teachers, we teach different genres, but we don't do explicit genre instruction. So that's really key and vital to students who are struggling readers. If they can see patterns and characteristics in one selection, then they can apply that same pattern to another selection that is of the same genre. So ultimately, what we're doing, we're giving them the tools to become to have a higher level of comprehension and a deeper appreciation of literature. So by establishing this foundation, we're making sure they're going to be successful in school and beyond.
All right. Along that line.
No plus.
So along that line, why is it important to teach other topics like speech and realistic fiction in the world of genres?
Yeah, so we had a lot of conversations about what made sense for we have the past land, now we're in the present land. So what made sense for that was we wanted to make it real relevant to the students, as the video said, culturally relevant. So we picked genres that really spoke to the students' experience. When you're in 4th and 5th grade, you're in that in-between phase of being a very young child and sort of getting a more becoming more knowledgeable about the world around you. So with realistic fiction, that really spoke to their specific experiences. We touch on themes like family strife, overcoming family strife. We have that a lot of overcoming difficulties, personal difficulties. So we really want to empower the students. And then with the speech, we're looking at more global issues that are still relevant to them. So we're driving home themes like unity and tolerance and acceptance and that sort of thing. So ultimately, we're wanting to speak to the student. If we can speak to their hearts, then their minds will follow.
Wow. So Mario, can you explain how the Spanish content is brought to life?
That's me. So, as everybody else has stated, obviously production is a complicated and tedious process, I should say. And I mean, it's the same here. As a programmer, I obviously code things to life, and it's a pretty scary word to say, I guess, programming in general. You could just think of it as, say, adding rules to a game that doesn't have rules, in a sense. And so we do that within the lessons. That way the lessons themselves know, hey, this is a wrong answer. Hey, this is a right answer, I should say. After a student does this, then they do this, and so on and so forth. It's a fun progress to help people like George and everybody else in the team, you know, actually be able to do what they want to do. And that's something that I enjoy doing, is helping create a foundation that can do just about anything that they want, and just, you know, make it good.
So, and yeah, we should clap for that. Mario, tell us about the vocabulary activities in the Spanish world of genres.
So in the recent release, as you saw in the video introing us in, the main character, Alonza, is stuck in traffic in New York City. And, I mean, who doesn't like traffic, right? Basically, the game carries over these traffic isms, for the lack of a better term. And they're shown as little animations or sound effects and whatnot. And it's really fun to see all this come to play. For example, if a student gets a right answer, then they get a green. They turn the red light into a green light, and then traffic flows. If they get it wrong, then the cart crumbles and there's a car crash effect. And George can give you a sentence or two about like the design and why the vocabulary game was made the way it was.
Right. So there's different populations, and so it's seamless that they're playing and they're learning at the same time. That's the idea. So who doesn't? So basically, we're scaring the kid by, you know, they don't want to crash, so they want to get the right answer. But yeah, it's, as Mario said, it's fun, and going forward, we're going to make even more fun activities. So.
You know, it sounds like your team works really closely together. Can you tell us more about how you all work together to develop the content?
I tell Mario what to do, and then he does it. No, as Peter and, is it Justin earlier? Yeah, Peter and Justin, they were talking earlier about how it's collaborative, and so I go to not just Mario but other programmers. Can we do this? And they give us an idea of how we can do it even better. So it's very collaborative.
Yeah, what he said, basically.
Well, you know what? This has been so exciting. Today, we've been able to take a glimpse into the land of the present and go to New York City. In our last showcase, we were introduced to the land of the past. You know what? You all need to get ready for your time machines, load up in your time machines, because in our next release, we'll be going to the land of the future with our Spanish genres. Isn't that exciting? And I would like to thank all of the presenters that were here today and taking the time out to do this. We've learned so much, and we really appreciate all of you participating in our product release showcase. Thank you so much.